from 5:38 to 6, these two children talked about an arcade game and how one score was greater than the other. From 6:14 to 6:35, both children started talking about the age of their families. And then 7:13 through 7:42, one of the children says to the other, "My sister's score was greater than yours." We decided that our moments in the video were looking at the number 15 of the overall expectations. Number 15 is looking at the understanding of numbers and the relationship of patterns or numeral concepts, and using concrete materials to help facilitate and scaffold that learning. So the places that we picked within the kindergarten program were 15.1, which says that to investigate using number lines, using the idea of a number's position. This is where the greater and less than comes in. We also picked 15.4, which says to demonstrate an understanding of the counting concepts in a stable order, such as 1 is followed by 2, 2 by 3, and the last one is 15.7, to explore and communicate the function and purpose of numbers in a variety of contexts. So, in this example, we found that one child was talking about using greater than less than about a certain number, and the other person reciprocated that and talked about the age of families and about how there was consistency in that. Another resource we used to back this up is from the title, "What is Mathematizing?" Specifically, in the opening lines, Rosala tells us that one of her early experiences with math is when shopping with fruit. So there were questions that were being asked, such as, how heavy is this fruit? Is it easier to take a watermelon or a cantaloupe? And how small is a certain item? That kind of thing. This is interesting because it tells the fact that on the same concept of what is greater than less than. And this kind of category or example is a little bit farther perhaps than these people that we're examining are, but it's along the same lines as what we found. Dr. Stuart Shanker had some interesting things to say about math. He recalled an experience where his daughter was having trouble in school when she was accustomed to getting high grades in math. And she started failing to be a little bit behind that standard that she was accustomed to. That same day, she was playing with numbers, but she didn't realize, or seem to realize, that it was math. Dr. Stuart Shanker seemed to think that this was an activity or a way to encourage the love of learning and the love of numbers. The activity that she was having to use this concept was a puzzle, and it was almost back to the basics to reanimate the love of learning that she once enjoyed for so long. Dr. Stuart Shanker recalls an experience of his own when he discovered the joy of learning through math, where he was learning prime numbers. He was able to go off on his own, and what he discovered was actually useful. This concerns the fact that relationships are at the heart of all we do, and sometimes we squash the curiousness of the children that are under our care. In our scenario, we have children who are casually just brushing up against the subject of math. We don't know if this is continuing before or after, or what the circumstances are. But to hear it casually mentioned means that they are thinking of it regulatorily, and that should be something that is encouraged. In conclusion, we learn that relationships are at the heart of interacting with children, including to develop a love of learning. We also learned that the object of mathematizing the environment and having environmentally print is able to teach children a love of the language that math is. It is said that math is a language of the universe, and the constants of numbers and the solidarity of it gives to humans a sense of awe and wonder, how certain ideas and concepts never change. It speaks to the fact that laws of physics and chemistry is that there's a cause outside of time and place. Thank you for listening to our presentation, and we look forward to meeting you and answering the questions that you will have. Thank you once again. These are our references.